Intrigue Media. Get noticed, get found.
Okay, so I'm going to be talking about online advertising 101 today. We're going to go through how I create Google AdWords or a Google AdWords campaign for a client. So to start off, we're going to pretend like I just got a brand new action item for a brand new client who's signing up with AdWords. The first thing I do is I look at their map and I go to the objective tab and I see what they're trying to accomplish, because you always want to know what the goal of the campaign is. So are they trying to get phone calls? Are they looking for the form to be filled out? It's something to keep in mind when you're writing ad copy, when you're choosing your keywords. It's all really important. Then I'll check the AdWords tab and the account managers will fill out the must know information. So whether or not the client already has AdWords, that's campaign setup. Display ads, display images, it has all the information on what I'm going to be creating for the client. And then I'll check the keyword analysis. If it's not done yet, I will complete it. The keyword analysis is like the foundation of all my ad groups and all my ads. So that's really important as well. So we're going to go into the MCC, which is under the marketing@intrigueme.ca account. It's also under my own account. It's basically just a dashboard that has all of our clients in one spot, and I can flip between the accounts really easily. So it's really handy. And the one thing to keep in mind is that you only get one chance to set your geography and your time zone when you're creating an account. You can never change that. So you have to be paying attention when you're creating that part of the account. So for your first campaign, you can see from the map tab, you know whether you're making a search or a display campaign. There's a big difference between the two of them. With a search campaign, people are searching for something to solve their problem. So they're looking for some sort of product or service to solve a problem that they're having. So they're further in the buyer cycle. Whereas with display ads are just shown up on sites where Google deems relevant. So they could have no idea that this product or service is out there. They don't even know that they're having this problem. So they're on a lower stage of the buyer cycle. So for that reason, display campaigns are better for brand awareness and for remarketing. So you're going to choose your target geography, and then you determine the daily budget. And then Yoda here is telling us that we must split our search and display networks. And this is because display ads eat through budget really quickly. So if you put your search and display network or search and display ads together, then your display ads will eat through the budget really fast, and the search network won't really get a chance to do its thing.
Yoda's from Star Wars.
So a quick note on what is remarketing. Remarketing shows ads targeted to an audience of users who have previously visited the site. And you can narrow this down to a specific page or a specific product. So it can get really kind of creepy, but also really cool. So I just wanted to touch on that in case anyone didn't know.
I know a lot of people are really creeped out by remarketing.
Yeah.
I'm on link and then they're following me on the internet.
Exactly, yeah, I know. I remember the first time I saw it too, like I was shopping for shoes on some website, and then I went to the next site and the shoes were following me around the internet, and I'm like, oh my God, I need to buy them. Yeah. Remarketing works. So next, when you're creating the campaign, you have the chance to make ad extensions, and this is just basically free extra ad space on the Google search results page. So there's a bunch of different extensions, but these are the ones that I use most often. Site links, call extensions, call out extensions, and location. And there's an example of each of them here. So your site links are other pages on your site that you want to show to the potential user or potential buyer. So they can be anything that's kind of more enticing or something that you think will pique their interest. Call extensions is the phone number right here, and if this was a mobile ad, the person who's looking at it could click on that and actually phone the store, so it's really cool. Call out extensions is kind of a newer extension that I've been working with, but it's basically an extra line of ad copy, and that's where you get to write little short blurbs that are like enticing for the potential buyer. So you could do like free shipping or like, I'm not sure, any of these kind of things. And then location is when they have the location. And if you click on that, it'll take you to Google Maps, and then they can find the directions to your store so they can buy their MacBook Pro. Yeah. So from there, you're going to create ad groups. This is what it looks like in the MCC. So it has, this is the campaign, and then these are the 3 different ad groups underneath it. And this is where I really focus on the keyword analysis, and I'll choose keywords or keyword themes per each ad group. So you really want to keep it very specific. As you can see here, this one is rent mailbox. Rent mailbox is where can I rent a mailbox? It's all based around the same idea because you want it to be really, really focused on what the person might be typing into Google. So it's extremely relevant, so it's more likely that your ad will show up. And then you use different keyword match types in order to, again, increase relevancy. So broad match will match anything. That's like if I type shoes into Google and you could get red running shoes, you could get Converse shoes, you could get running sneakers, if that's a term people use. Broad match modified is if I typed shoes in and red shoes came up, it just has to have the word shoes in there because that's what I typed in. Phrase match would be if I did running shoes and then Nike running shoes came up. And then exact match, it just has to match the keyword phrase exactly. Does that make sense? Cool. Just wanted to make sure. And then for ads, you want to try and include the same keyword theme in the headline of the ad. So everything has rent a mailbox and mailbox rental in it. And then when I'm writing the ad copy, I try and include some sort of emotion. So enjoy peace of mind and convenience, never miss another package, convenient and secure. These are just situations for people to try and imagine themselves in. And then the call to action underneath it. I find, well, from what I've researched, a lot of people when they're on the internet don't really want to think too much. They want to be directed and guided where to go next. So if you provide them with the next step, they're more likely to take it. If they don't know what to do, they might just get overwhelmed or not care enough and leave. So providing an actual call to action in the ad copy is really key. And then I usually do 3 different ads per ad group to try and test the different ad copies, see what's working better, and then adjust and monitor throughout the duration of their campaign. All right, so the next really important phase of creating the ad is choosing the right landing page. One thing that we're trying to move towards at Intrigue is to have a specific landing page for each campaign, or for the campaign goal, I should say. This is because if you direct them to the home page, there's so many options, they're not finding the information that they're seeing in the ad. If I'm advertising rent a mailbox and then they go to the homepage of UPS and it talks about shipping and receiving and all that, then they might just bounce off the page. So you want it to be very specific to what they're looking for. This also helps increase your relevance with Google, which gets a lower cost per click for the client, which is what you want to do. So on your landing pages, you want to have a really clear headline. You want the person to land on the page, read the headline, and say, yes, this is what I want to be here for. If it's vague, doesn't really make sense to them, they might just bounce off. The form length is kind of a neat one as well. If you have a more expensive product and you don't want to be getting just a whole bunch of leads that aren't good quality, then you should try and make your form a little bit longer, because then people who are really dedicated and really want this product or service will fill it out. And then one thing that really grinds my gears is when the call to action or like the button says submit, because it's like people lose trust by seeing submit. They don't know what they're giving you their information for. So you want to make sure you have a specific call to action. For example, if it was a website where you were going to learn French, the button should be start learning French today or learn French now or something like that, so people know what they're giving you their information for. So this is an example of a landing page that I really like. The one thing I would change is the color of the button, but when you look at it, the online gift card is the headline. Really simple, really easy, you know what it is. It gives you a little bit of information. Then it has some reputable sources at the bottom. This helps create trust. Nice big hero image on the side here. And the other thing is, when someone looks at a web page, your eyes move from left to right. So it's actually found to be more effective to have the form or the button on the right side of the page because your eye naturally leads there. So that's kind of neat.
Just out of curiosity, I mean, I think I could take a stab at it, but just from your perspective, Why would you change the color of the button?
The only thing I would think is, from my research that I've done, usually having a button color that stands out more draws the person's eye there. So that's where I'm coming from on that. But once again, like another thing that we try and do here a lot is test. So it would be interesting to see if they did change their button color, if it would result in more clicks. Yeah, but that's my thought process with it.
Cool.
And then again, send a gift rocket. Very specific. They know what they're clicking on. This is another one that I thought was really good. The one thing that they recommend from my research is having the form encapsulated in its own little space. Button color is nice and bright, brings your eye over to it. Really short form, you know what you're getting, create a free account. Another thing is people really like free stuff. And they don't like to commit right away. So if you have a free trial, it's really good to advertise that. It has a little bit of information here. It has some pointers on like why this product or service is good. And then once again, it has some trust factors at the bottom here by testimonials. Oh, and the other good thing about this one is it gives you the 3 steps of what's going to happen. And that helps narrow down the quality of the leads because people know exactly what they're getting into. Yeah. And that's it.
Nice.
So any questions?
Intrigue Media. Get noticed, get found.